Celestine Donkor is my special guest this morning. This is the first time I'm hosting you on Daybreak Hitz. Yep, the first time.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you.
How have you been?
Blessed by grace.
You've been moving around lately. I've been seeing you doing a lot of media tours.
Yeah.
You're on almost every radio station, every time.
Yeah.
Don't you get tired?
I do.
Yeah.
I'm human, I do.
Sometimes I ask myself, how is he so media friendly? You are almost on every media platform. I mean, I meet you frequently.
Yes. I think that we have come out with a good song, and we must push it for, the world to hear and receive it.
Does that mean you are always releasing songs?
Not always.
So when you go for all these interviews, what do they invite you for? To come and sing? Or is it about some of the projects? Or is it by my calculation?
Well, maybe it's just a busy year. Sometimes I come on radio for different reasons. Sometimes it's to promote my songs. Sometimes I'm invited to be part of a panel for discussions on a particular subject. Sometimes to some event organizers put me on the program and they want me to come on air and talk about it. So there are different reasons why I come on it.
Right, I see. Okay, so I want us to get to know you much better, and especially your music journey. Recently, I saw something and I laughed. I think you were very young. I don't know whether you were were you in a group?
Yes, I've been in a group.
In a group,
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, how did it start for you?
Music. I started singing when I was very, very young. Very, very young.
Before the goalkeeping? Was it before or after the goalkeeping?
Oh, the goalkeeping there, Charlie. It was an SS where we had the opportunity to, organize some team for some interco.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, that was when I offered myself to be a goalkeeper.
So you were not professionally trained, but
No.
you loved to keep,
yes.
keep the
That was the aspect of football that I could handle.
Oh.
Yeah, I like catching.
Which school was this?
In Sania Secondary School. That was my school.
Where's that?
It's in Bodriasim.
Bodriasim.
Yes.
Right, I see. Okay. Yes. So you were telling me about how it began.
It all began. I was raised in a church, and my parents were elders of the Church of Pentecost. So
Hey, Apostle.
yeah. So that was how we were raised up, singing in Sunday school and always involved in church, singing. So I grew up with a gift, and professionally, it all began when I escorted a friend to the studio. She was going to do her recording, not even mine.
Oh, I see.
Yes. And I was just accompanying her to do errands for her. So
More or less a PA.
yeah,
What they call PA now.
sort of, or the errand girl. So I was seated at the reception, that is Fred Chamberlain's studio.
Fredima.
Okay. Yeah, in Circle in those days. And then they were busy in the studio while I was at the reception singing along. So I think Fredima overheard me singing and was attracted to my voice. And so at the end of the day, he approached me and it was like, I sound really good. I have a very, very nice voice. Would I want to record? And I said, why not? At that moment, the excitement was just to play back my voice on a tape.
Okay.
And
Not go professional.
No.
Not even to think of it.
It felt like amazing. So I was all for it. We arranged to be in the studio. And then that was how I came out with my first album.
Ah, just like that.
Just like that.
You didn't have any professional,
Not at all.
no rehearsal.
Not at
Okay, so what happened to the lady that took you? Was she a professional singer?
Yeah, she was singing all over the place, and she was that was her first album as well. She was recording her first album as well.
Do you mind sharing who?
Come again?
Who was she?
Abawa Mary. She was called Elizabeth.
Oh,
She's
Abawa Mary.
late. Yeah,
Abawa Mary,
she's
she
late.
passed on.
Yeah.
Oh. So she took you to the studio.
Yeah.
Not even, okay, so you didn't even go there as a backing vocalist?
Not at all. Not as a backing vocalist, just to help her. When I was young, my friends were elderly like her. She was way older than me. So those were my friends. So when they need me, they just call me Celebra.
I mean, small.
Wash for me and all that. So I do all that for them. So it was just me going with her like that, not to sing.
God.
Yeah.
So it was just God's intervention.
Yeah, I think it's just the divine plan of God.
Okay, so when you began recording, the very first attempt, how was it? Were you making mistakes? Were you shaking?
It was mind blowing. I didn't know I had those things in me. I think Fredima saw me, and then he realized I had something that I didn't even know. So he would play the keyboard, and then he would just ask me, Celestine, whatever comes into your mind, sing.
So you had not even written a song yet?
No, I hadn't written a song. So he says, whatever comes into your mind, sing. So he plays the keyboard, and somehow I just understood progressions.
Right.
And it was, music is just in me. So when he started playing, I started flowing. Yes.
Were you humming?
No. I mean, singing lyrics to the beat.
No proper lyrics.
Proper lyrics. And that was what amazed Fredima. It was like, did you plan it? No, but I am a very typical church girl, so I'm full of God's word.
Right.
So it's very easy for the words to just come to me. So he just started playing, and then there was one song we wrote that was about "Oh, sorry to me." And then was after we do the song, then we get it a title. And it was just amazing. That night I realized that I had so much in me that myself I didn't really know. Yeah, so that was how we recorded our first album. And Andy, because I wasn't prepared for it, I wasn't really into like going to record to be heard and to be known. That was far from my thinking then. I just left the album behind. I wasn't after it was just like that. So after the launch, honestly, I didn't know where the money passed.
Did you have a producer?
A producer
At that time, I mean,
Fredima.
executive
Fredima
producer.
handled everything.
Yeah.
So
now that you're saying you didn't know where the money passed,
now I know where it passed.
so as executive producer, he financed the project.
Everything, and I wasn't concerned. Like, I wasn't even interested.
Did you ask? You didn't ask him.
Not at all. For me, it was like hearing my voice on the tape was all I was interested
But did you sell enough? Do you think you sold enough copies?
Oh, we did. Because in those days, I was attending a very, very big church, and I was well known because I was their praise and worship leader. I was very, very involved in the church music.
So what you did lunch? How did they call it? Lunch?
Yes, it was
Lunch in
lunch.
church.
And my church is where Azuma Nelson attends.
And
And Azuma
they bought it handsomely.
Oh yeah, it was well patronized, and it was a well attended lunch, and people were just excited that they know me in the church, and I was singing and all that for years. So that day, the luncheon was really a big deal for the church, so it was well attended, and I was ignorant, I was young, so Charlie, I realized that everything just disappeared. And fast forward, I went back to school, back to my normal life. I wasn't interested in interviews.
How old were you at the time?
I think I was 18.
Wow, very young.
Yeah, 18.
Okay, so when you say you went back to school, was it SHS? Was it university?
It was XHS. It was SHS.
When you first recorded your
yes,
album?
I think I was in Form 2 or 3.
You were very young.
Yeah, I was. And then so I went back to focus on my final exams, and then that was it. So one day I came back to church, and then that was where I had a turning point for my music career. I went back to church, and one guy approached me, and it was like, Celestine, I have a testimony I want to share with you. And he started saying that I've been looking for you for days to tell you this, that if you are not taking your music seriously, please do. And I was interested to know why he was saying that. And he went on to say that he wanted to end his life. Yes, he said his entire family have relocated to the US. He's the only one who didn't get a visa. And then they have paid money. They have tried all they could to help him come, but they kept on refusing him. So it was that day that he decided that, look, when I go to the interview today and they refuse me, I have to end my life because I can't watch my family spend so much. And it was becoming frustrating. So he said they didn't give him. So he bought rat poison, mixed it in a bottle. And just when he was about to drink, he felt like he should play some gospel. And at the time, he had bought my tape at the launching.
Okay.
And it was already in his player. And he had already played the song, so it paused at a point. So that fateful night when he played, there was a song on my album that the title is Onyame wa Ohu Adwempa. So the portion of the song that says, Enka wanredro wate.
Okay.
Enye wo hu boni bi. No nyame a obo wo no. Owo wo hu adwempa. So that was the portion of the song that came up at that moment. And according to him, if he's lying, then I'm lying. According to him, he only woke up the following morning to realize that the whole room was turned upside down. His TV, everything, fan, everything was on the floor. Like
was he not because of what he had already planned? Was he not rather upside down?
I think, yeah.
Could it not be that his head was rather hanging and he saw things upside down?
I think he had an encounter with God, and through that song that he played, I don't know what happened in the room, but that was what he told me. And he said, there is something behind my songs, and there is some power in my voice, and there is something that God wants to use my talent for. And these were his words, and he said it so passionately with tears in his eyes. And he told me, like, look, if you are not taking your music seriously, please do, because it's going to save a lot of lives. That was my turning point. That was my turning point. So from that moment, now the hunger to actually work and save money to go to the studio to record. You know, my first opportunity, I had it free. The recording was free, no hassle. You know, but I just dumped it somewhere.
That's why you were not expecting any return.
Yeah. But so after that testimony, I decided that, look, I have to go back to the studio and do something, because it felt like a burden in my spirit. And perhaps this is what God has called me for. So I started going to the studio and trying to save money to record one song, you know, and it was so hard.
Why didn't you go back to Fredima? Already he had recorded an album for you, which was indeed successful.
Yes. I don't know his interest and his vision after that album, because he was more engaged as a studio engineer. And I think going out to promote the song and get a song out there was work for him. It would affect his work in the studio. And he was encouraging me in other fields like Celestine, who offer modeling, acting. So those were the later comments.
He wanted you to go and model.
Yeah, exactly.
Which year was this?
Come again.
Which year was this?
I was 18.
No, which year? What was it?
Around 2002, between 2002 and 2004 there around.
Were you slim?
Yes, I was. I am naturally a big person, not this big, but I was really, really in shape, and you know, I was young and really cool.
Yeah. Oh, but you are still cool. You are cool. You know, I keep telling you every time. Right? I tell you every time.
Thank you.
You are beautiful.
Thank you. Now I have 3 children.
Oh, wow.
I have 4 cry. So like, yeah, the body's tired.
Yeah. No, it's not. It's not. I mean, your performances on stage, right? So you try it again. And again,
so I realized in his voice that, in his comments, that he had lost interest in pushing me personally. So I needed to actually find this destiny that God is, you know, directing me to. So I started working in the studio, and I realized that, Charlie, the money you need to raise for the recording wasn't a joke. So now
and you were not working at it.
No, I was just, you know, I had just completed school, and I was not working. So I go to the studios and I tell them that I can sing, you know, and I try to lobby my way and tell them, you know, and they give me the chance and I back songs because I needed to raise money to record. So I back songs.
Were you paid?
Yes, and I was paid for backing like 30 Ghana for one track.
Yeah,
And
right. Oh,
20, sometimes 15.
Ghana.
And, you know, but they would let you back like 10, 12 songs. And
So
that
at least
like,
you have a little.
it wasn't bad at all. And because I was interested in raising money, I even back High Life songs, back Secla songs and all that, just to, you know, gather some funds. And then until finally we went to...
What were some of the High Life songs you were backing?
I can't remember them. They were not popular.
Okay.
They were just, you know, some guys in the studios in those days. Yeah, so finally I went to an AC studio.
Right.
In those days, it was somewhere in SCC inside.
Okay.
Yeah. So I went and then told him what I have, and then he said, "Okay, let's record." So Nasi recorded Adichie Munsem remix of Adichie Munsem, and Yekojiwa Adie. Yeah, Yekojiwa Adie AI. So that was like my comeback to who I think that God really wants me to be, and since then it has been non-stop. That man's testimony has been the fire in my bones. It has been the inspiration, has been the drive. Anytime I'm writing songs, I remember people like him who would be saved through my songs, who would have a turnaround, whose life will be spared, you know, and that has been the fire. That has
Right,
been
I see. But one song that really caught my attention, man, beautiful song. Who wrote it?
I did.
Wow. Wow.
I did. This song was the theme for ICGC in 2009, and I felt like they were powerful declarations. And one of the easiest ways to get people to, you know, have a grip of a message is to put it in a song. And those days, we even up till now, ICGC, we say this declaration in church every Sunday. And people had it written on they had a printed one that you keep in your car. But I felt like with a song, you can just slot it in your car and play, whilst you drive to work. So I was inspired to put the entire declaration in the song. So this supernatural.
So you worship with ICGC now?
Yes, my husband actually married me into the church.
Okay, so you were not part of the church.
Yeah.
It was your husband that got you
Yeah.
in there. So your husband manages you?
Currently,
Speaking of
yes.
your husband,
Yes.
okay, when you met him, was he a manager or did he have any music background?
Not at all. He's just a lover of music. He loves music, and he had no idea. He was a complete novice when it comes to music. But at the time we were dating, I was busy around some music producers, executive producers like big Prince, Bandex,
Right.
Bandex especially. So I was working closely with Bandex artists on his label. So it was like that. And at a point, my husband is a businessman, and he felt like they were taking advantage of me. And so he would, you know, just look at my life where I received the studio calls directly and went to do my backing, took my cash and came back home. So when my husband met me, he was like, you need to put a structure to what you do. So when people call you, let them call me so that I'll be like, speak for you so that they can pay you well and all that. I didn't understand why he wanted to interrupt my life like that. So he wasn't it from the beginning. But with time, I realized that what he was saying was important. There were so many things I didn't know I had a right to, and so many things that were not in place. So he actually sat me down and helped us together put a structure. And actually, gradually, we birthed the record label out of this. Yeah.
So are you the only artist on the label?
No, we've worked with 2 other artists. We even signed Lord Bonzi recently.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
One half of the defunct No Tribe?
Of the No Tribe, yes. We have some up-and-coming artists on the label as well. Yes. But this managing thing is not easy. It's not easy at all. At all. It's you spend you actually invest a lot, and so if you are working with, for me, I'm his wife. I know what goes into it, and I know that whatever both of us get, we invest it, and we understand. But when the artist is not, is just an artist you've picked from somewhere, they don't understand what you are going through, how you sacrifice to invest in their talent. So there are certain things that are just not aligned, and it doesn't help.
So what happened to Lord?
With Lord, I think I would leave that to my manager. So when you meet him, you can have that conversation.
So it means, okay, so you are no longer working with him.
Yeah, we work with him at a point, but now he's no more.
Right, I see. Right, listeners, in case you just tuned in, you're listening to Hitz 103.9 FM. Celestine Donkor is my special guest this morning. So, as an entertainer, I mean, this question is very difficult when entertainers are asked. Who entertains you, or what entertains you? You entertain people, be it church, be it weddings, be it, events or programs. What entertains you?
Music. Songs entertain me.
Your songs?
Oh, not necessarily. I mean, any good song that gets that thing in my spirit, and would push me to move, would push me to dance and sing along. It's I'm there. Yeah.
So if you don't get music,
when it comes to entertainment,
supposing that you don't have lights in the doom so era, what were you? How are you entertaining yourself? Even that there was no music.
But there were power bank in the Doomsday era.
You're playing the songs from your phone?
Of course. Oh, songs on your phone.
Okay, so let's look at your track list. give me about five of your favorite songs. Songs on top of your head when you are down, or when you want to be entertained.
Okay.
You listen to.
I like a lot of from Jane and Bennis. Okay. A lot.
They're old songs.
Yes.
Wow.
A lot from Jane and Bennis.
I loved the other song, Eba Fe. Yeah, I loved it.
But the songs I like from Jane and Bennis are not the ones they promote. They have like seriously good songs.
Okay.
That were not really loud. Yes. And like the darkness of sin and God of humanity. People don't even know Jane and Bennis have English songs like this.
Oh, I see.
Cross was lifted on Calvary's hills.
Okay, so that's number one on your list.
That's one. And then I love Anita. She's American. I will pursue what pleases you. Do what you tell. I like that song. And then I like a few Nigerians and like Charlie, anything that
right, I see. So your playlist is predominantly gospel.
Mostly.
If you are not listening to gospel, which songs do you listen to, or which artists would you listen to?
If I'm not listening to gospel,
which artist finds him or herself on your playlist?
If it's not gospel, I don't have a playlist that is. I have like my personal playlist that is secular, but I get to have the opportunity to listen to other songs on radio when I'm in my car. Of course, these days everywhere you pass, you are bombarded with songs, and sometimes I get to hear nice songs. Like you can see that this is a good song. They are not Christian, they are not lyrically Christian, but you can see that this is a good song. Yes, I do listen to those ones.
Can you name some of them?
No.
No
name is coming to mind right now.
Okay, so you worked with Efia and Akwaba on your new song.
Yes.
What inspired their inclusion?
Thank you very much for this opportunity. It was a song. The song title is Thank You, and the whole content of the song is talking about thanking God and appreciating God for all that He has done in our lives. And I wrote this song a few years ago. Yes, Andy. When I write songs or I receive songs from the Lord, I don't wait for it to be recorded before I start ministering them. So even if I'm on stage and I receive a new song, I sing it there and there. So for my church,
As you are performing, you receive a
yeah,
new song.
I do receive new songs. Yeah.
Unwritten, unscripted, it just comes.
No, it just flows. And sometimes in church, when I just receive the song right when I enter the church. And then when they call me to sing, I tell them like, look, I just received a new song. I don't know why God gave me this song in this place, so I have to sing it. And we'll struggle with the keyboard, sir, but it will fall in line.
But me, I've been to, I've seen an event where the person said he just had the song. Immediately he started, he didn't even start singing. The instrumentalist started striking the chords. I'm like,
How did it work? I am a test. I am a witness to that. So it is real.
Right.
It is a reality power, and that was how even Agbebolo came at a rehearsal session, and I told my guys, look, we're rehearsing for another gig. And then I received the song at the rehearsal. I told her, look, let's learn this song right now and let's do it. So as we were rehearsing, I will never forget that day. We were rehearsing at Bishop Oswan's church. And then I taught the BVs the parts to sing, and the band started playing. As we started playing, like 5 minutes into the song, a guy walked to me, to us, and said, I've never heard you sing this song, but I feel like I should sow a seed into the song.
Hey, even
yes,
right there.
Right there. And he gave me 50 Ghana cedis.
Okay.
And I was shocked. I'm like, I just received the song. And I started singing the song, teaching them how to even put the song together. So even at Agbebolo, before I released it, I had sung, it was very popular in my church.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was the case of the new thank you song.
Wait a minute. So this Agbebolo song won you a VGMA. In fact, you won about two or 3 awards.
2 awards at the VGMA.
Was that your first award? Was that your first VGMA?
Yes, my first VGMA award.
You need to look for that gentleman.
That man.
Yes, you need to look for him.
Can you believe I don't even know him? I don't know who he was. He just appeared in an empty auditorium where singers were rehearsing.
I'm sure he's a cleaner. You need to go look
and
around.
He walked to me. He must call me if he's listening to me. I don't have his number. I don't know how.
Don't make people start calling. People start calling Madam Nehemiah.
I know that he's a member. I don't know whether he just came to pass through the church but I was shocked. Like, he came there, heard the song, and said, this is a powerful song. I just feel like I have to sow into it. And he gave me 50 Ghana. And Okoye.
That's it.
That's it. Me hunu baby a biem.
Wow.
And that was the first time we're rehearsing the song. So fast forward to this thank you song.
I was asking how you got Akwabo and Efia in.
Yes, so I was building up a story. I was singing this song like 3 years. And so at one program we had in Tema, it was recorded. And so this year, around November, I think we released Favor Everywhere. And we thought that was the end of our calendar. We had closed. So one day my husband was driving, and then he entered the studio where we record, a Springboard studio, Joe Amwa. He's the one who did Agbebolo, and we just walk in his studio anytime. So my husband went there, and then when he went there, he was looking for a file. So he was playing samples of like what was in the file so that they will look for the particular file they're looking for. Then he played this thank you song. And my husband, I don't know what happened. It woke something in both of them that like, look, this song.
Play the instrumental, you mean?
No, they wanna perform at a program.
Oh, okay. So he had recordings.
Recorded it, yes,
Okay.
of them. So just like direct recording, And then he played it, and my husband and both of them, the engineer, and my husband were like, this song is timely for this year. It's talking about thank you and for all that God has done. And the COVID year, in fact, if you're alive, it is just God.
You need to thank God.
So we need to thank God. So I was home, thinking I could relax on other things because I was done for the year. When my husband came and told me that, look, this is the new development. We need to work on this song. And I'm like, okay. So I went back listening to the song, and I felt like, no. This is how we need to do it. I need to bring musicians on board to unite us, I actually wish the entire nation and even the world can just connect together and sing this song, because God has done a lot for us in the year 2020, a COVID season where I had COVID and know what it means.
You had COVID?
I had it.
Really?
I almost died, Andy.
What? I've never heard this.
I can't say this, but I've recovered now, so I can. Yeah, so I know what it means to survive COVID. And so I shouldn't be selfish to, just sing the song myself. And I was seriously led to bring other musicians on board. The same Spirit of God that led me to put Gideon on Agbebolo. Even though I sang this song, when I was singing the song in that room that day when the man brought it of it, Gideon wasn't there. He wasn't even in the picture at all. It was later that I saw him performing or conquering on the instrument show. And I thought, no, let me bring this guy on the song. So the same Spirit led me that, no, bring musicians on the song and thank God. So the mindset was to get a man who will represent men in the society, get a woman, an elderly person who represent the elderly people, and then somebody youthful, and then children. So that was the concept, so that we share the parts of the song and sing, like the way Michael Jackson and Co came together to do We Are the World. Yes. So now thinking of who to call, Mama Cynthia of Daughters came to mind.
Right.
So I brought her on board. I spoke to her. She was excited. I sent her the recording of the song. She said, this is a good song, let's do it. And then myself, I called Efia. The reason why I called Efia was that I heard rumors from this prophecy from Prophet Nigel that she wouldn't see the end of 2020. She was going to die. So then it was strong in my spirit that, look, there is no one who would express thanksgiving better than someone who had prophesied to die and is alive. So I thought, look, Efia's voice can express and experience can express this Thanksgiving song better. I didn't have a number. I didn't have any relationship with her. So I reached out to her on Instagram and I told her, look, this is what is on my heart. If it's okay with you, let's do it. And she was so excited. She said, look, it's like you just spoke my mind, because I'm doing a concert somewhere in Ghana. And I feel like I should bring a gospel artist on board.
Oh, really? What a coincidence.
So to just sing praises. And I said, Efia, gospel artist, sing praise at your concert. Your concert, I know that kind of people come there. Like, they eventually wear nets. See through and all that. So I sure they welcome me in such a way. She said, Celestine, there's power in praise. That was Efia's, comment. He said, oh, okay, so I need you on the song, you need me on your show. He said, okay, so come and do praise. I said, should I do any of myself? He said, no, just do praise. God has done a lot.
So just come and flow.
Just come and flow. Praises, let's dance, let's praise God. So I was surprised that she also responded in that direction. So even at the time we were recording this song, she was busy rehearsing for her concert. But she made time. Look, she showed me love. I felt this lady showed me love. She made time, came to the studio, listened to the song, learned it, and I wrote the song. And she had to learn the lyrics, to just pour her heart. And when she came to the studio, it was just beautifully done. And when it got to the video shoot, like getting artists to shoot video. Do you know, up till now, I hadn't shot video for Bigger because of Steve Crown. Yes. Getting, this big artist to shoot video with you.
Steve Crown is what, Nigerian?
Yes.
Nigerian.
I featured,
very, very close.
Yeah.
And still.
I featured Steve. Charlie. So, she made time and she came for the video shoot. And for me, she showed me love. She really, really showed me love. And the way her reception to the song and the whole thing was amazing. And so with Akwaboah, why did I bring up Akwaboah on board? With Akwaboah, he has been like telling me for over a year, Celestine, me pesa me know your gospel.
Okay.
So when he tells me, I was like, okay, Mate. Like, okay, Mate. So it felt like I was giving him excuses.
Did you think it was a joke?
No. It was just anytime we meet, he mentions it. But when we are gone, I don't receive his follow-up call,
Okay.
to actually make it happen. But the last time we met again, he was like, Celestine, I can't see any gospel. And I also say into person. And I laughed hard and I told him, look, I'll prove to you that I don't have that mindset. So when the time came for the song to be done, he is the name that came to mind, And then we all came together and did the song beautifully with Ashley Chooks, Victor, and my own daughter was part of the kit. So the song is the concept is a family song.
Are you grooming them to become musicians?
My kids? Yeah, they are talented. They have the talent. Yeah. Some of them even play violins.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it was amazing to work with all these artists. My joy was to unite musicians on the song. Ifya, for example, she has won the best female vocalist for a long time.
Over and over.
Until I had the opportunity to take over from her. And I felt like, Charlie, we have to unite on the song that says, thank you, God. And I don't think nobody can be stopped from thanking God, So
No wonder it's such a beautiful song. Yes. Okay, now I'll soon involve my panel. There was a conversation on a radio station that I got myself involved in, and I'm very sure you may have had the information about some radio stations refusing to play your music. Is it the song or the music video? And I told them that I wasn't very comfortable with that. Why would a radio or TV station refuse to play?
You didn't believe it?
No.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Yes, because why would a TV or radio station, which radio or TV station refused to play?
Okay, so this was a conversation I had with the TV station, the particular TV station I'm talking about, and I had a feedback on WhatsApp. So I can easily take a screenshot and post so that people like you who are doubting can just see. But I'm thinking of tomorrow. Maybe they are not playing today, but I have not stopped singing, and there are songs I will release.
Is it a gospel based in outfit?
It's a Christian. It's a complete Christian channel, and not just them. I have had some Christian bloggers where the norm was anytime I release, I have very good relationship with them. They post on their walls and they help you to make noise about the song, but they haven't.
When they refused, what was your reaction? What did you say to that effect? What was your reaction?
It was for the bloggers and stuff, these Christian bloggers, it was not really a big deal for me, because I thought perhaps sometimes they have things they are posting at a time and later they would post. But when this feedback from this Christian channel was like specific, we can't play the song because it features secular artists, specific straight words. And that was when I realized that it is more serious than I thought. Yeah. And I tried to convince them that, look, listen to the song again. Perhaps you will be convinced, but I'm yet to receive any feedback on that. So it's that, and it felt like I knew this wasn't really new because Hetty Bongred, anytime the gospel features secular, there's always issues about it. But I have never heard that a channel won't play because it features a Christian channel won't play because it features secular artists. And I have had key industry people like, today I'll mention their names, like Obi Nete, who said the collaboration was needless, and that he would play the song because he respects the Celestine brand.
Who's Obi Nete? Is he a radio presenter?
Yeah, Obi Nete of Vision One.
Okay.
And then
I thought you were talking about a musician.
no, he's a musician too, and he's a radio host.
Yes, because I know a musician, Obine. Then I rather know him as a musician, not.
Oh, okay. So Obinete said that, and it wasn't like something that was discussed in secret. He even said it on radio. Yeah, and then he would play because of me, and I feel that that's a very unfair statement to the other artists on the song, because you went there when I was led to bring somebody on board, and you don't know the direction of And Ninoy also made a statement like it was a needless collaboration, and I felt it was a very unfortunate statement, and then coupled with these stronger ones, like they won't actually play. Some I don't want to mention their names, but I'll need them tomorrow. So this is a sad reality, and that was what burst something inside of me to start, this.
As you were speaking earlier, you said because of tomorrow, you withheld the name of the station that refused to play.
Yeah.
But you are so bold enough to mention names of people who criticized you in a way you felt like that was rather needless.
Because they actually did it in public. It's already public. I'm not the one saying it's already out there. So, and they are not, they won't hide it, and they won't have a problem with what I'm saying. To them, it is their stand. And they have made it clear over and over again on TV3, so it's not like I'm the first person mentioning their names. So that is their stand. And it's really a sad thing when it comes to the purpose of the gospel. I think that it's not. Jesus, who is the example, who is the one we sing about. He is the example we should look at. In his calling of the apostles, he saw them just as they are, and he called them to come and minister with them. There was no room for training before going to minister with them. He called them, come, follow me, let's go and preach the word.
Simple.
And people like Zacchaeus, Jesus went to his house and ate with him. And so many instances I can cite. Judas Iscariot was with Jesus and was one of his apostles. And some of these are apostles of Christ, never believed him even after his death. Like Thomas. Thomas actually believed Christ after his death. And Jesus knew all of them and who they were, and the depth of their heart and the doubts in their spirit. But he was still with them, So I think that we Christians, if you are truly, truly born again, the spirit in you cannot be corrupted. Because some of the things I hear is that when you feature a secular artist, they are backed by some kind of evil spirit. And so when you collaborate with them,
this is very, very unfortunate. Anyway, Ria, good morning.
And the Dusty, I wanted to feature you as a clot.
Ernest, why you did that? You the giggle like you believe what she's saying. Celestine, you know my songs. You know I believe. You know I have a song. I believe. And I believe I minister it in churches. Never give up. I minister it in churches. No,
that's not the point. Are you a gospel artist?
Yes. Yes, once I sing about God, I believe.
Yeah, 1K is gospel.
No, 1K. Well, 1K is gospel for some people. You wait the play instrument for church. You do 1K.
I think if I hadn't got connected to Efia through this song, I would never know she was so nice.
And she's spiritual.
I wouldn't have known she was very receptive.
A choral song for University of Ghana, choral ensemble. Yes, she studied music and she wrote a song for the choir in University of Ghana.
And Akwabwa wrote for
SP Kofi Sapon. Yes.
A song that won award as a gospel song.
Yeah.
And
Akwabwa is a church boy.
He writes for Sisi Chum. And I think he writes for Himamesi and Co. And they are not evil songs. So we should know that the spirit in us is incorruptible. If you mingle with secular people and you get corrupted, it is you who is already corrupted. You are not a firm Christian. I know some say these things on the basis of do not be equally yoked with unbelievers. and I'm getting these comments coming on my Facebook page and all that. Some are saying, I don't know what I'm talking about. That Bible says, do not be yoked with unbelievers. The word is there, but the understanding of the word is another. And they say, do not be yoked with unbelievers. It seriously means that.
But me, okay, let me say this. I've never said this anywhere. And it's you, the way you don't believe so many things. You know, I worked with Dinah Samoa on a song.
Oh wow.
I co-wrote a song with Dinah Samoa many years ago. And I did some few lines in there. I didn't rap, I was just reading from the Bible. So she would sing the song, then I'll come in to read a passage, then she would continue singing. Dinah, so she was supposed to sing, it was English anyway. She was struggling with it. When the album came, I looked for the song on it. I hurriedly got myself a copy and I couldn't find it. So I called the producer, see where they just said Dinah. Then I called Dinah. Dinah, until now, the song has never been released.
No.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
Anyway,
You see, I have a comment. I have a comment right now on Facebook saying Celestine is getting it all wrong. I understand her zeal and intention, but she's wrong. You cannot feature a secular artist without God. Artists on your gospel song, it is wrong. So we have some of these extremists, Christian extremists in the system.
Andy, you see, I'm getting all emotional. You see,
since you've taken the baton,
I want to find the right words to express my feelings for some of these things. We are not God. We shouldn't try to play the role of God.
As in judging people.
Yeah. We are too judgmental. Too judgmental. You know your God. The same person, everybody knows who their God is.
And what their relationship with God in their
For
secret.
all you know, the person you are pointing fingers at may be the one who God is pleased in. Jesus Christ didn't come for righteous people. He came for the sinners. So why are we? The church is supposed to be a place where sinners can have refuge, have comfort, and have salvation. So why are we warding the same people that we claim to minister for away? Because I've faced it before. I remember then when I used to sing in church. Then because I went to cultural center to learn Kiti, I was sacked from the church.
I know, right?
What was that?
Yes.
What was that? Sorry, uncle.
You know, so I feel what she's feeling. I know how it feels. Where you know you have a clear intention and somebody somewhere wants to play the role of God and judge you. I think it's born out of ignorance. I don't want to go deep into it. But the song,
hold your fire.
The song, you know, Celestine will never get it wrong. I told her the last time.
Thank you.
Supernatural.
Beautiful song.
Yeah,
that's my all-time favorite Celestine song.
I love, but my all-time favorite is you know, when the song came, I was in a problem.
What was that? The video you were in a prison yard?
Yes.
Beautiful song. Nice video.
Yeah,
was my guy? Take two, eh?
Yeah.
Take two.
Yeah, and Okonkron.
That's actually my favorite.
You know, I told you one day about Mauli.
Yes.
You know, that was the song.
Our boy.
Yeah. Mauli introduced the song to me. No, Agbolo will come. He introduced the song to me because a relative of his, you know, who was paralyzed, wanted to get a copy of the song. So he recorded it when Osofo Swanson was playing it on Adam.
Wow.
And sent it to Mauli. The day we took the song to him, he died.
Wow.
The guy died.
The guy died. And a year afterwards,
Mauli died.
Wow.
So I have, you know, that strong connection to that song. And Agbegbolo, as you know. So Celestine, I would be surprised if the song was not that good. Because she has a hallmark that I always expect, a threshold that I always expect her to hit. So, Charlie, I'm not surprised. It's a nice song.
Thank
Nice
you.
song.
Thank you
Super.
so much.
You
Yeah.
know, Andy, I am very particular about gospel music I listen to, but I would proudly say Celestine is one of the people I
thank you.
actually listen to. As I was saying, Okonkwo Hene is one of my favorite songs. And you know the person who introduced me to Okonkwo Hene? Ifeodo.
Oh, okay.
So you can imagine.
Ifeodo.
Ifeodo
She slayed that
introduced
song.
me. She made that song so popular. Yes. So you see, people, Celestine, people are saying that your song has saved their lives. Okay. I mean, Ernest was here having a lot of testimonies about your song and the man that was about to commit suicide and other things. You know, every human being has a low moment. Okay. So I want to know, at your lowest moment, what do you singing the song to save people's lives, what do you do?
I pray like I'm mad. If I'm down, if I'm low, I burst into prayer.
Okay.
Yeah, that is what I do.
Okay, and my second and last question. I think you and your husband is your manager, as you
Yes.
already said. And I think you are one of the people who have been able to successfully have their husband manage them. And I think
By grace of God.
you have a fantastic relationship. I don't know, from what I see,
Hey,
both of
yesterday you should have been here. Sweet. I thought she was calling me.
Exactly.
Sweet.
So-
She was. I think she was interviewed by Noella. So yesterday we launched Joy FM 90 Jam.
Yeah.
So they invited me to the studio, and as I was walking through the hallway, I heard sweet. I'm like, hey.
That's how I call him.
Kofi was behind me. Yeah, so hey. You call your husband sweet.
You see, so we are not in their homes with them, but
Yeah, why
from
here?
what we see, you people definitely have a fantastic relationship.
It's been a long journey.
Yes.
We've been married for 15
But
years.
we want to know what is your secret for other people who would want to emulate, because we've heard quite unsatisfying stories, and from past from gospel musicians or even secular musicians who have their spouses as their managers. So what has been your secret? What has been the secret to the longevity between you and your husband in the business and the marital home?
Well, let me say that we are not perfect people. We
Nobody
have
is.
Yes, we have our own flaws, and there are times there are times we fight. Yeah.
Now they be normal.
Now and then.
Hey, very normal.
Say,
Now and then be very
I
normal.
won't sit here and lie to you.
Yeah.
But we always come back to oneness
Yeah.
and then agreement.
Yeah.
Bible make it clear that two people can never work together except they agree. And we always come back to that point where we need to agree. We need to be one, And it's not like it just happens. It's a deliberate thing we do. That when there is an issue, we don't sleep without talking about it. We deal with it.
Okay.
We are actually consciously working on that. And that is what some of the things we do that actually helps us. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, Dad.
Thank you.
Honorable Sadi, Muntaka. No, Master. See, majority chief will
Be careful.
I said, Chairman,
Andy, be careful. There's no majority minority. We don't like that.
for now, in this studio. No,
Everywhere.
you keep your minority.
Yeah, nice.
Ask
Standing
him.
by.
Yes. He's just the leader of government business here. I'm also the leader of opposition business here.
We have
Shoot,
two
okay,
leaderships.
right.
Honorable. Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning.
Let me say good morning to my honorable member,
Honorable leader of
minority member,
hey,
minority leader.
be careful.
Yes,
Honorable
yes.
leader of government business. Be careful.
Very important. It's very necessary. I like Celestine. Good morning to you, madam.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. It was a pleasure listening to you while I was on my way here. Just that there are a few things I'm not happy with, and I would like to say to you. We've seen gospel acts come here and talk about their husbands. I mean, their managers. I prefer if you can use my manager than my husband, because the last time Ohima Mercy came here and she was, the little thing you say, she said my husband. When she passed here, my husband. The next thing we heard is it was on rocks.
But he's my husband.
Yeah, I know. I'm coming. I'm not saying he's not your husband. He is your husband. He is your financier, investor, whatever.
Yeah.
But in the line of the business,
Yeah.
there is a title for them, which I think if you will be able to keep to that title, it will help the
Manager.
work. Manager.
Manager.
Thank
My
you.
boss. My manager, my boss.
When you
Because
go
it's not
home,
everybody.
he's a
Yeah, he's
husband.
a husband at home. But in the field of work, he's a manager, he's a boss.
You are
I
very
plead with
right.
you if you can do that.
Thank
Because
you.
I like you, that's why I'm saying it.
Thank you.
Yeah, the next thing is with Obi Neti and the gang of those guys. You see, Andy, I've worked with Obi Neti at Pravda Radio. He feels he's a hardline Christian. But there is no hardline Christian anywhere. No Christian is ready to be on the cross like Christ as we speak. Nobody. So if you take the whip to judge, you have already been judged. So as we speak, Obi Nete himself, he is a sinner by judging Celestine for the song she did with Akwabwa. And I can prove it to him by all standard. And I can even say it to his face. Because I used to work with this guy. Anytime he comes to the office at Pravda Radio, you know, because of the little dance hall and the stuff we do, he looks at you as a sinner. Now when people are, oh, Charlie, hi, he sees you and then he passes by, hello, then he passes by, as if he doesn't know you.
So you guys
I'm coming.
just do hello instead
No,
of
so-
hi.
so
And
he- so he
you
got
people,
to-
everything is hi.
No,
You are
I'm
always
saying
hi,
this because I want Obinete to understand that
You
the
people are
stance
high.
he has taken with Christianity and the judgment he's passing, he's already a sinner. He is a hardline sinner. He is not, nobody is righteous. Now he did this for a time, it got to a time I started also putting up an attitude. Now I started giving him the hard part of me. He had no choice than to start laughing and I start laughing back. You are, nobody is righteous. Andy, even heaven. Have you met Motia before? Like dwarfs.
now so
No, I'm coming. No, I'm making a connecting statement.
Let me
No,
go Motia way.
because of the things the lady was saying. You see, if you listen to her story, she has a real. I mean, her story is so realistic. If you listen to her, she's not forcing to be righteous or she's so clean. She's just telling the things as they are.
Let's go and let's thank God.
Exactly. So I'm saying that if you have seen, because we see Motia and all these people as lesser gods. So I'm telling you that if you have encountered Motia before, then you ask yourself, Motia Mponi, then how about the Almighty Himself?
Supreme.
The language they speak is nothing compared to English and French and all these things.
The Modia.
The Motia, yes.
They speak.
You know, I said that
You saw Motia.
if you have you encountered Motia before?
Master, don't be asking me these questions.
What
When
do
I'm
you
asking
was
you
swati? Who did that?
that, who was Motia? No more French.
And I mean, I said the language the Motia speak, even if the lesser gods,
They speak French.
and it's not French, it's not English, it's not Tree, it is nothing. It's just a language,
Okay.
and this is what they speak. And we assume Motia. We assume them as powerful earthly gods. So think about the Almighty God, the one you can't even imagine. Think of his definition.
Greatness.
Yes. And you tell me that God has given you the power to judge people. Who are you? So I'm telling Obinete and Ninoy, I will exclude Frankie Fife and Esquisi because of their traits. I've encountered them, I know their traits. Ninoy and the Obinete, they should stop judging the gospel artists because they themselves they are not clean. They are not.
All right.
That's my second, my last one. The last one is Andy. You know I had to sit for a long time before I got a chance to speak. So please let me just get it clear. The last thing is
We have a
I know.
premiere. We have a Javro
Yeah, quick, sure, exactly, very important. There is no genre of music played in heaven. As a matter of fact, no genre of music.
Have you
Our
been-
life.
Have you been to heaven?
Oh, look, I have read.
Mr.
Andy,
Mr. Logic has
you
been
see,
to
the
everywhere.
knowledge. The knowledge. We go to school to learn subject. We don't learn wisdom. We learn subject in school. So if you tell me you are so wise because you've learned psychology or biology, you are still not wise to me.
So
You've learned subject.
What kind of music is played in hell?
I'm coming.
Hell, they say reggae.
No
they-
genre.
They say reggae day hell.
Reggae no day, nothing they having. No song is played
but
here.
hell, they
Everything
hell.
we played here is earthly. Earthly entertainment.
They say Satan be musician, which is
So how can you even judge and say that she doing collabo with secular artists makes her sinner and they are backed by demons? What kind of society are we building? This sort of Christianity is just is biased. Look, I don't know how to put it, but let me just end here by saying that, madam, please keep going. So far, all the gospel artists I've listened to, those who've come here, I think you have the realest story. The way you put your issues across, how real you've been with it, and how you face the issues. So good morning and thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Let me read this one. Frankie Five comes in. He says, Andy, do you remember this gospel song that Christians sing? If you can use anything, Lord, you can use me. My friends, God uses what the... Oh, man. Hold on. I need to put on my spectacles so I can read properly. My friends, God uses what the world deems useless and past its shelf life to accomplish amazing feats. God has chosen the weak things of the world to put to shame the things which are mighty, and the base things of the world and the things which are despised God has chosen to bring to nothing the things that are. This 1 Corinthians chapter 1 verses 27 to 28. Let's leave the conviction of men to the Spirit of God. That's host of This is Gospel, Frankie 5. Now, Charlie, it's getting a bit hotter. Now, Ike says, Obinate and Nino is so disappointed in your comments over Celestine's collaboration with the Fear and Akwabwa. Go back and study the real life of Christ with his people. Did God come for the righteous only? Stop being judgmental and go win souls for Christ. Have you guys forgotten how Christ connected to the unrighteous people before winning them to church? What was God's direction to the world? Did he come to the world for the righteous? Evil communication corrupts not the spirit-filled person of God. Do they know the power of the light of God over darkness? How can a secular artist's spirit corrupt a spirit-filled child? Brapeni, I bore briefly. Ike, Ike, go take your camera and come out for them. Okay, DJ Premier is saying, good morning, sir. Some Christians did same to Esther Smith when she featured Maurice Babyface some years ago. Right, I see. Honorable, please come in. Minority.
Honorable
Abishapa, Charlie.
See,
okay.
there's no minority.
Yeah, congratulations anyway. Charlie, Charles.
Congratulations for what?
For a good fight. NDC, I'm congratulating all my NDC friends. All my NDC. No, I'm telling you, it was a good fight, so it's fine.
There's nothing like good fight. Why are you?
Honorable, worry. I met with John Dumelo.
In that case, you're way.
I met with John Dumelo, and immediately I said, I was with Abeku Santana.
Yeah.
Then I stood behind him and I shouted, Honorable, worry.
But he be relaxed. He play with the team pass everybody.
No, I talk about he laugh. He laughs. Charles is asking where to get your album to buy, but it's not on an album, right?
Yeah, there are two singles. Favor Everyone,
Favor
this
and
one,
this
they
one.
are singles.
Right.
They are on all the online
Digital.
shows. Yeah.
Okay, right. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Honorable, please shoot.
Honestly, Andy, I don't know what to make of that, but obviously my orientation will always be that I don't think that the positioning of a particular artist really should have an impact on how a particular gospel song should be broadcasted or pushed out, because then you need to look at the basis of what's a gospel song. Once he has that Christian faith-based material, I mean, whoever it's coming from, I mean, it's a gospel song. But I get it that as much as I don't agree with that, I also want us to, all of us, to have an open mind with discussions of such as of this nature. I know Obi to be very opinionated. I know Nino to also be opinionated. It's an opinion. We can disagree on the opinion and detail our angles. But if we realize what we all do here, we share our opinions. No matter how strongly we feel about it, we'll make our case stronger to them and all of those things. But I don't think this is to such their per their opinion. They are bad people per se. No, I don't
we have
think
to judge them.
No.
It's a judgment we are giving them. It's a full-scale judgment.
Logic.
That's what they did to the lady. They did it in public.
But then
No.
they also judge
It's a
you
full-scale
out.
judgment they are
I'm
getting.
not saying
I'm not going to
nobody-
give them an opinion.
No,
I'm giving them judgment.
Listen. I'm not
No,
saying.
Sadiq, I agree with you.
No, Andy,
I agree with you.
Logic, I get it.
But
I'm
you
saying
are
that-
very objective when it comes to how you talk.
Yes,
but
I agree.
You can't go in public and then condemn the ladies who
I
hard work
agree.
and call it
For me,
demonic because
listen.
Listen.
Let's
give them judgment.
So allow him to.
For me, if publicly everybody knows,
Where you go past,
there
man?
are few gospel musicians. I am biased. Sadiq, everybody knows publicly that. I mean, even as a Muslim,
Yeah,
some
exactly.
few gospel
But
musicians
yet
that
you're online.
when you ask, say, oh, Sadiq, which gospel musicians you will listen to, they will mention names. They'll mention Celestine, Donkor, they'll mention Nasi, they'll mention Geometry, and lately I've found some few people. But Nasi and Celestine Donkor, they know. These are my. Okay, Obi is calling me.
Obi is calling you.
He's calling me.
Obi Nete is calling you.
I'm sure maybe he would also want to react, I'm sure.
We'll get his reaction.
But the point I'm making is that, yes, I think that it's wrong to make any suggestion that a song featuring secular musicians, particularly when it has Christian faith-based content in it, cannot be broadcasted as gospel song. I mean, that for me, I think that is wrong. However, what I wanted us all to do is to also have an open mind and just sometimes I mean, their opinions. You recognize that the religion itself is a very, very emotive subject, and it's a matter of faith. And so, on the basis of somebody's faith and orientation, they will take a certain stance.
Yeah.
That's why, for instance, even when you come into Islam, regardless of how you see Islam generally, there are orientations. You have some people that will say they are Ahlul Sunnah, they are Tijaniya, and co. So it is orientation, and which drives people's thinking and people's opinion.
And that's what we should.
So
we should
no.
move
But you see, logic. What you are doing is that
2021.
No,
we have gone to the.
Logic,
We have,
let me
Sadiq,
land.
we have gone into the depth. No, I'm coming.
But allow him.
Please.
Allow.
We have no. Sadiq is educating, and I need to also interject a little bit. We have gone into the depth of the earth. Do you know what it means? 2021.
Yes.
Go back to the year 1999. How do you see 2021?
Logic, I agree with Logic. We are not disagreeing. No,
I'm not disagreeing with
that.
you. I want this. Sadiq, I want us to put these guys in check.
In fact, let me put you.
We have to put them in check.
No, Logic,
with
relax.
full scale judgment, so that they change.
Okay, so let me finish.
Yes, let me land.
The more you try to, the more I will come in because I know where you stand. I know you are in public.
Relax,
For me, I'm neutral.
Relax.
Okay, let me go for a quick break.
No.
Hey,
Let's just
quick break. And listen to us.
Oh yeah.
My time is up for commercial. He said no.
Ukakoton aba. Enti me nkanya misem. Nyamisem
Propaganda.
Ya kanya
No,
misem.
but you see,
Ya kama nyamisem episode mi
you see where you belong. You've been okay, Charlie. Okay, so hold on. Let me intrude.
Yankoton man enko nyamisem.
No, hold on. Let's speak with Obi Nat. Let's speak with.
You are in a spirit field.
Let's speak with Ninoy. Let's speak with Obi. Okay, let's speak with Obi. Right, Obi. Hello,
Andy, I can hear you.
Obi. Good morning. How are you,
Morning.
Obi?
Yeah, Andy, I can hear you, sure.
Many thanks for joining us. How are you?
Thank you. I'm fantastic yourself.
Right, very well. I'm sure you are listening to the program.
I'm listening, but that logic is noisy.
Logic is noisy. Yeah.
No, I may sound noisy to you, but I'm putting the full fact to your face. I may sound noisy, but I'm telling you that you are getting full scale judgment for judging somebody else.
The purpose of people.
And I won't make any retraction.
Planning here. The gospel is not like any other genre. Like I keep saying, it's a different market, and you have to be very, very careful when you're coming in there. So people have to understand that where we are, we need to arrange people before we make a move or create an agenda. This is what I keep saying. You don't just wake up and do stuff. I've asked how many people, gospel artists, have succeeded after doing these collaborations. Have we been able to talk to our people? Have we been able to make their minds ready for these collaborations? No, we don't. You wake up and you go and do a collaboration, and the next day the artist you've done a collaboration with is doing something different. How would you feel as a gospel artist?
Okay.
And don't forget, we are eating into two markets. She's eating into a fierce market. If you're eating into a market. So what message are you sending? You want to win souls. You don't win a soul and then the next day you put a person on pulpit. We're talking about the word of God or preaching the message of Christ. Let's get our areas are different. We don't do secular, we do gospel. Ours is more spiritual, and I keep saying it is your spirit that ministers the song, not the lyrics. For us, where we stand, though, it is the content is like you have a character. So it is more about your character than even the lyrics of the song. And for Celestine, the song she made, she said it was a thank you song. From the explanation, it was a thank you song, and she needed every person on it. I played the song, so I don't know why somebody will say I'm being judgmental. I'm not being judgmental. All I'm saying is that for us in our market, you need to survey the market, and we need to orient the people before we get into such collaborations. How many of these collaborations have helped any of the gospel artists? Ask the Hitz Bongwit. Ask what's the name? Lady Prempe.
I can give you more names. Well. Okay. So, excuse me, please. So the likes of Esther Smith. Esther Smith worked with Morris Babyface.
And then what happened?
But she kept on giving us hits.
And then what happened?
That's I just mentioned. No. I just mentioned. If you're asking, hold on, please, excuse me. If you're asking where is Morris now? Morris had become a very good Christian.
That is the point I'm making.
So then what is your point? Because per what you said, that she's eating into her market. Ifya is also eating into her market. Don't you think she's rather winning souls?
No, we don't win souls this way. This is a different argument about winning souls.
But wait, hold on, Obi.
Winning souls is something we. Andy,
Obi, let me ask you this.
We shouldn't mix up these things.
No, I'm not mixing up. Oh, no. Obi, you are educating us. We are not arguing.
Okay, sure.
So what I'm asking is that,
Good.
is there a manuscript for winning souls?
There is not a manuscript, but there's a strategy.
What is the strategy?
The strategy that before you go out to win a soul, you have to prepare. And don't forget, it is not you, the person going to win the soul, who is winning the soul. It is the Spirit of God that convicts the person. So the fact that you are giving somebody a song to sing doesn't mean the person is ready to become or ready to give up his spirit for another spirit, like to accept Christ. These are two different games, so let's not confuse ourselves. That argument of soul winning doesn't even come here at all. This is music. This is business. Where do they put their music? Is it not on YouTube? Is it not? Are we not playing it? Are they not going to make sales from it?
But if I want to, Obi,
Obi, is spiritual.
Okay, Obi, please. If I want to listen to Mama Esther Nyamiche, yesterday I was listening to Mama Esther Nyamiche's song on YouTube. Where else would I get it? How many times do you play those songs on your radio show? Is it not on YouTube I may get to listen to? And it's not even on her account. Someone has gifted us with that song on YouTube. What is so wrong if you put your music, gospel music, into a business venture?
That's what I'm saying. So that argument about soul winning and this evangelism thing we are doing, let's not get into that venture. All I'm saying is that Efia is known as a secular artist, true or false?
You may be true. Hold on. Obi, please. I don't know if that's how you talk or you're boiling up. but
it's a Christian secular artist.
Okay, right. So are you aware that Akwabwa is a church boy? Are you aware?
Akwabwa is a church boy. So Akwabwa, what does he do for the public to see? Where does he stand in the eye of the public when it comes to music?
But who judges what he does?
We are
who
not
can
judging.
tell?
We are saying that you cannot
in this
be
case,
an army general and waving the police flag.
Obi, in this case, you are judging him.
Because I'm not judging him. I'm saying that
you're saying where he stands in the eye of the public. But who can tell where he stands? For me, I know Akwabwa to be a very clean individual.
You cannot judge too. You also cannot judge. So make your own public. If you want us to know, then make it public. I will better like you to show that I am for this one than to hide and say I am for that one. It is lukewarm. If you want to be hot, show us that this is where you stand. Don't stand here and say, I do this here, but when I come to public, I do this. We don't do that here. And let's be blunt. Let's not hide these things. These things, sometimes we make it look and people think we are judgmental. No. If you're an army general, you cannot wear a police flag, a police uniform. I have never seen that before. If you are a Black Star player and we are going to play with Togo, do you go and wear a Togo uniform and say, "Oh, your mother is coming from Togo"? No.
Well, they all play on the same pitch.
But the fact is that you have to wear a uniform. Which
yes, you wear uniform. But what?
Yeah, he's a security person. Yeah, also security.
No. What?
That's all. It's not about being.
Okay, hold on. Okay, let me ask you this. Obi, please let me ask you this. I think that this will make it very, very simple. Okay, so you work at a radio station which is predominantly Christian, right?
Yes.
Gospel. So you play gospel songs.
Yes.
The security man, is he Christian? Have you found out?
My security man, you see.
No. The question I'm asking is he Christian? Have you found out whether he's Christian?
Yes, my security man is a Christian.
Not your security man. The security man at the company you work with, where you work, is the security man a Christian?
Yes. I don't know. I don't understand. But the security man here, where I work,
if you don't understand, then I'm sure you can't answer the question. No, so for all you know, if the security, okay. So what I'm asking you is that hold on, let me finish.
Let's focus on the discussion.
No. Yeah, yes, I'm on the discussion. So no. Obi.
We are talking about two people doing one thing. And we are saying that.
But two people working in the company. If the security man is Muslim and working in a Christian environment,
the same objective.
Same objective. In the case where Sadiq is Muslim, yet we are one people. Here we are.
The argument. No, don't push the argument there. If you are maddening the argument. The argument
it's just like we all live in the same country. Hold on. Obi, we all live in the same country. President Akufo-Addo is Christian. Hold on. President Baumia is Muslim, and they all rule one country. So why would you leave?
And that's not the argument. The argument is that let's be circumspect about how we do our things. I'm saying that it is important to understand the markets before we venture into these things. Our market does not understand some of these things, and it is for us to arrange them about it before we even start. Right. It has not helped us. I'm saying this thing. Anytime there is a collaboration, the whole attention goes on a secular artist, and you see, it is another way of taking away that shine. Celestine Donkor has done a collaboration with Efia. The whole conversation is about Efia. We are going to do a gospel awards. and there is Familiar on it. Now the whole headline is Familiar features on Ghana Music Gospel Awards. Like, this is how the system is biased to the gospel. And I'm saying that for us, commercially, spiritually, we are not ready for that. That's the point.
So the likes of TD Jakes, who produced or sang, kept singing R. Kelly's Storm Is Over song and the rest, they are all wrong, eh?
This question is asked. That's what I'm saying, that it is a market. TD Jakes' market is different from Ghanaian market.
What? Is it not the same God? Is it not the same God?
Is it not the same gospel? Are you saying that when Mary and all these folk and Franklin were doing their stuff in those days in America, we're doing the same here in Ghana?
Yes, is it not the same? But we are Daninated and Reverend Yossin all doing stuff, songs like that, like urban gospel.
Let's not compare.
That it means you don't play Kwesi Oting and what's my guy's name?
Kwesi Oting, we call Kwesi Oting a pacer because he's the person who started these things here.
Oh, for your information, he didn't start. The likes of Reverend Yossin had done it earlier. Willie Roy and the rest.
Of those who brought the real hip into the system is Kwesi Oting. And I've also been here for a long time.
Obi, please.
I've also been here for a long time.
No, if you've been here for a long time, then Obi, if you've been here, like you see, as we sit on radio, we educate people. Please, if you say we're talking about who brought the hip and the rest, Willie Roy, when Willie Roy was doing BR Glow for Jesus, were you not in town?
And I'm saying
so he brought when he brought hip, Kwesi Oting was like a baby or was not even born at the time.
Was like,
because me, I was very young at the time. So please, all right. Sadiq says he wants to ask.
No. I'll just submission. No, it's fine. Submission when he's gone. Submission.
When he's gone. Okay. Right. Obi. So what you are saying is that we shouldn't encourage what Celestine has done.
We should understand the market we're in there. If we want to do such collaborations, let's get the people's minds ready. You can't just wake up and start something. You see, every time I keep saying, the people we're working with have a certain motive, have a certain mentality. How do we break it?
Obi.
Yeah.
So your view on this particular song, it's not about faith. It's just about market analysis.
It's about
No. It's about the market.
Yeah.
But as a faith-based song, it qualifies to be a gospel song to be broadcasted on gospel stations, right?
I played that song. I've actually I've not played that song. I've played this song.
No, you've not answered. You've not answered the question.
I'm saying that, but as a gospel song or as a Christian faith-based song, it qualifies to be a gospel song and can be broadcasted on gospel stations, right?
Why not?
Okay, that's all I needed to know. Which means that this is a gospel song. If you want to make a market analysis, obviously if you're offering that as an advice, that's fine. But markets change every now and then, and it always take one person to take one particular action, and then things can change. Yes. I see that you're making an argument for that in every market. There's what you call purist. You are looking for a purist one. Even reggae dancehall, they have. In Jamaica, for instance, I mean, Logic will say it. The purist reggae people still do not regard Bob Marley over Peter Tosh. It is fine. That's a matter of this thing. But what we all need to agree is that this is a Christian faith gospel song that is fully a gospel song because of a Chinebi and can be played on all gospel stations. That's it.
Celestine, she's in your studio, right? There are about 2 or 3 other TV or stuff TV stations who have refused to play her song. And I'm telling you, this is just a clear example that where we stand, we need to do more work than bringing the purist orientation here. It doesn't work in here. Our people need a certain kind of drive. They need to understand some things. They are not open to certain things. So how do we change the narrative? This is what I'm talking about. Not just wake up and say because you are led. When you are led by God, we see. This is what the Christians do. Oh, but if it should be evident. People should come and understand that this thing has been done. But why are there controversies? Why are people fighting it? Because they are not ready for it.
Obi is wrong to say that if you say that it is Nyamenaka, if God is involved, there shouldn't be controversy.
Celestine is on the floor. Please allow.
If you say Obi. If you say that, if you say that if God is involved in this song, there shouldn't be controversies. Then you don't know the scriptures,
That's
because Jesus himself has controversies around his ministry. You know, people up till now, people don't believe in Jesus because of the kind of people he hung out with. You know, yes, and hardened criminals.
Then I dare to say that nobody should ever talk about Brother Sami in Ghana again. That Brother Sami doesn't qualify to be a gospel artist.
But who are we to judge? Who are we to judge? Who are you? Obi, do me a favor. Hold on, guys. Hold on, gentlemen. All right, Obi.
Sami is messing up.
Obi, hold on. Obi, please do me a favor. Obi,
yes.
Please do me a favor. Can you come to the studio tomorrow?
Why not?
Good. Tomorrow, I would want us to look at the collaborations of gospel. I mean, the mix of gospel and secular.
Why not?
And let's see if we can. Please, excuse me.
Why not?
End the
That's
show
fine.
with a song for me. That's
Yeah.
the song.
All right. So thank you very much for coming, Obi, and thank you, Sadiq. Thank you, Celestine. Celestine, we are so grateful. We continue to stream your song, and we continue to pray for you.
I wanted to say some important things. That look, Christians, if
Please,
you want
my
to,
time is absolutely.
yes, I know, but it's important for me to say it. If we want to let the gospel appeal to these people, we should love them just as they are. Draw very close to them, mingle with them. That is the only way we can appreciate their stance, their experiences, and know how to approach them with Christ. That's the strategy.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll be back tomorrow, and tomorrow we'll continue. DJ Black is ready with Music Box. Name is Andy. Thanks, Ria. Thanks, Logic. Thank you, Sadiq. We'll be back.
This is Hitz.